Hello? Assalamualaikum everyone. A blessed morning to our honorable judges, audience and students. My name is Sarah Yasmin and I am from Sekolah Menengah Integrasi Tahfiz Ilmuwan, also known as SMITI. SMITI. Today's theme is without doubt one of the most notorious issues up to date. Yes, the disgust and dismay Generation Z. I, being a Gen Z myself, would like to sway your perspective towards a brighter and favorable view of Generation Z. Now, who are these Generation Z? And what makes them categorized as Generation Z? Well, Generation Z are people who are born during the mid-1990s up to the mid-2000s. They grow up with a sophisticated media and a computer environment. Most older generations like Gen X, Y, and the millennials would think Generation Z are people who are always wasting their time constantly on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Well, maybe not Facebook, because Facebook is so last century. They think we are seeking attention all around the world and constantly updating our daily lives. I strongly think that Generation Z is much more than these attention-craving introverts who are utterly cut off from the real world. We, Generation Z, are not always about advanced technology, and we know the differences between the virtual world and the real world. Like me, I am a full-fledged member of Generation Z. I was born in 2002, and I am part of the first two 21st century generations, born into a world filled with mobile technology and internet access. With all these digital footprints, it doesn't make me a person who has her phone 24/7 or as an extension of her arm. Over the years, people have been communicating through other means, such as poetry, books, and paintings. Now, we are using FaceTiming, messaging, and calling to communicate not only in Bandar Baru Bangi, Selangor, or Malaysia, but with the ability of using technology, we are able to communicate all around the world, like Australia, Iceland, and Brazil. Even though we don't always communicate face-to-face, but we're able to communicate with new people from different races. And we can keep in touch with our beloved ones. Generation Z is big on individuality due to being born social. In fact, they seek uniqueness in all walks of life. Generation Z are mostly people who are known to have great problem-solving skills. They think creative ideas so that they can get things done in quicker way, easier, and have the time. They intend to get things done as soon as possible, or ASAP for short. For example, using a bottle to separate the white egg from the yolk. Even though it's a simple life hack, but it's used by many people. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Generation Z are more of an independent people. 31% Generation Z says that they live by the phrase, if you want it done it right, then do it yourself. It is different when compared to the millennials who prefer a collaborative effort. Generation Z will adopt a do-it-yourself motivations because they know that the best person who they could trust to solve their problems is themselves. Generation Z are known to be better multitaskers if compared with millennial. For instance, they can do research on their phone while writing their notes on their notepads, or they can do FaceTiming with their friends while eating their meal. Generation Z can work efficiently even though there are multiple distractions going on at once. Many from Generation Z have watched their parents struggle through their years, and they're more open to taking a different life path of learning. Many are rethinking college, but they don't want to be drowned in student debt. Many believe there are other ways to gain valuable information and experience. 75% of Generation Z says that there are other ways to get good education rather than going to the traditional route of getting into college. One big advantage that Generation Z has is they seem to be mentally prepared for after school. Many millennials graduated during the 2008 recession and were shocked to find how hard it was to find a job and to keep a job. Gen Z is also entrepreneurial, for 32% of teens say they want to start a business someday. One of the main factors is the networking Generation Z has taken over the virtual world. We are just following the old adage. It's not what that gets you to places, it's who. All the newly developing easy access high-tech and highly networked world are great platforms for the entrepreneurial spirit of Gen Z. Well, I have stated my case, and I sincerely hope that they have some positive impacts on your perspective towards Generation Z. Without doubt, Generation Z has its disadvantages and disappointments. But if you look at the bright side, Generation Z aren't so bad at all, more than the previous generations. They may be gadget addicts, but they are also well connected. They are living mostly in virtual world, but they are also globally aware. Generation Z admires individuality, yet adores uniqueness. They are multitaskers who aspire to be entrepreneurs with global reach. Soon, Generation Z will become our future leaders. So Generation Z, don't hide in fear. Stand up and be visible. The world is our oyster. Get together and we can persevere. Forget the negative notations. Make this our year. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.